Hello everybody, hope you're having another blessed day. For today's video we're going to be talking again about Disney World and ranking yet again another one of the parks with all of its rides. Alright, now in today's video we're going to be ranking 20 free rides, yes again 20 free rides that I was able to ride at Magic Kingdom this December, alright. So with that in mind, sit back, relax and enjoy the video. But I will say as a disclaimer, the monorail and all trains were discontinued at the time due to COVID guidelines, so those will not be part of the listings. But still probably been pretty low on the bottom tier, okay? Because you know it's just a train ride. We're there for rides, people. Not train rides, big rides, alright? So let's get into it. So starting off with number 23, which will be technically like the worst one, it's going to be the Tomorrowland Speedway, okay? And I'm just going to tell you a quick reason why I put this on the bottom is it's actually my least favorite ride there now, and I refuse to get on that ride again. This thing has a seating requirement. See this guy in the front? He must be 5'0" because I was on there. I'm 6'3". I had to cross my feet, crisscross applesauce, and honestly, I was thinking it may be easier to use my hands to hit the goddamn gas pedal, or to, well, participate or use this, playing this ride, whatever it was. Yeah, I'm not even kidding either. It was terrible. One, the gas pedal doesn't work that well. The steering's terrible. I'm just literally zigzagging across the course. What happens a lot, you just bang against the sides of the rails there. You see like the two like gray parts, and you have the dark gray. You basically just bang against the dark gray the whole time because the steering's terrible. The gas thing always like juts you forward real quick. And there's just not enough room for the average person. This is, to me, it's like a kitty ride. That'll fit them, okay? But you have to have your parents, so you better hope one of your parents is 5'0", because they ain't going to be able to get in this comfortably, and they're not going to have fun. Alright, so you always know how I think about this stuff. If it is not good for the everyday person, it is not going to do good on this list. And this, to me, is one of the worst ones, size-wise, fitting for you out there, okay? So with that in mind, let's get to number 22. 22 is going to be the Astral Orbiter, alright? Now there's two reasons why this thing is super low. The first one, just like the Tomorrowland Speedway, this sucker has no guard arm room, okay? I kid you not. Now, they advertise this as a two-seater ride. I'm sorry. Me, my little sister in middle school, her and her middle school friend who was there at the same time, they tried to ride together and they could barely fit, okay? And then they said me and mom had to get in the same car together. Heck no! I barely fit in one of these things as a 6'3" person by myself, and they want to be a two-seater? Yeah, they're tripping out there, alright? So yeah, it does not fit two people. So keep in mind, if you're going to ride this, do as a one-seater, be way, way better, okay? This is like, fits like two elementary kids at tops. Now, there's no reason why it's super low, and it's because of the line, okay? To get to the top of this, you have to take an elevator, and they only let right now like 3 or 4 groups up there at a time due to COVID restrictions. So right now, it probably takes about 40 minutes to an hour to ride this ride. Yeah, 40 minutes to an hour to ride basically a Dumbo-based ride. Alright. Like the Triceratops-based ride we talked about, maybe coming up eventually with Animal Kingdom. Yeah, so yeah, not worth the wait. There's so many things in this park that are under an hour that you should do definitely instead of this ride. Okay? So yeah, Astral Orbiter, number 22. Number 21. It's going to be Mickey's PhilharMagic, you know, and I'm kind of torn on this decision, but mainly it's just based on how it is implemented this year due to COVID restrictions, and actually was my first time getting on there. I was not happy, okay? Now, I'll say right now, it's an enjoyable thing. It is basically one of those, like those shows, you walk in, you know, you take your seats, one of those free 4D shows that has the wind in your face, you have 3D glasses, you know how it is. But here's what went wrong. It was advertised to have a 20 to 30 minute wait. I had to wait an hour and a half. Yeah, I had to wait the same amount of time for one of the big roller coasters like Space Mountain, basically. Or like Big Thunder Mountain, just to watch a sit-down show, basically. Yeah, I was kind of upset about that. You know, I don't know why it happened. I guess that's how it's implemented. Because, you know, they have a huge theater, so it'll fit a ton of people. But I guess the show is so long, I think it's like a 20-minute show. So a 20-minute show lets in a certain amount of people. So yeah, it keeps on putting them back and back and back. It's not a short show. You know, if it was 5 to 10 minutes, you know, it'll be moving around a lot quicker. But when it's over an hour wait for the sit-down show, yeah, sorry, it ain't gonna work for you guys. So I'm not gonna tell you guys to go see this If you can get a fast pass for it, or you can somehow, I guarantee you get in there within a half hour, definitely go check it out. If it drops down to a half hour average wait, I'll probably put it in the top 15 for sure. But right now it's being 21. That's just way too long right now to sit and have to stand just to go watch a sit down show for 20 minutes. On to number 20. Number 20 is going to be the Country Bear Jamboree. Now, if my grandpa found out that I put this thing on number 20 and so low on the list, he'd probably get angry at me. But you gotta think about it. This is one of the original classic Country Bears with the show was based off what I call it a show. It's a terrible movie. But this thing's been around forever and has not really changed at all. And also say, this is one I barely see anyone even going to. Even when it was like without COVID, no one was even really going to the Country Bear Jamboree and never had that big of a line. Though right now, since it is about a 10-15 minute show, you do have an extended wait due to COVID restrictions, reducing how many people can be inside the Jamboree at a given time. So you're looking at a 30 to 45 minute wait if you get there and there's like one or two groups ahead of you, okay? So it may not look like a bad line because like basically all line was right outside the door to get into it. So basically two groups behind, and it still took about 35 minutes. So it is going to be a long wait even if it doesn't look like it. But yeah, it just is not changing. They just in talks right now that it may be closing down, being replaced with something. I hope it doesn't, because it is a classic. But yeah, you're not going to be missing much. And it's not one you'll want to do multiple times. You go and do it once, just say you did the Country Bear Jamboree, and you will not find yourself going back to it, okay? So yeah, since there's no reason to ride it multiple times, participate in it, and also because, it does have a long wait, number 20. We don't really care about those sit-down stuff. Number 19. It's going to be the Mad Tea Party. Now, I would love to put this a lot higher up, because it is a fun ride. Once you get going and spin it, it's a fun ride. Everyone loves these kind of rides. But it doesn't fit that many people. We could actually not for a bit shut the door on the side. You can see from the purple cup on the right side, that's kind of the door. We couldn't even shut our door with me, my mom, and my little sister in the ride, okay? It was not enough room. This is a 2-seater at best, in my opinion, for the everyday family. Alright? Don't mind you, I'm 6'3", but still, and everyone else is 5'3" and 5'2". You shouldn't have had that big of an impact, but it did. So, you know what I say about when the rides do not fit for like the everyday person? I don't want to rate it that high. Same reason like this one. It doesn't fit the everyday person, but it was fun. Once we got the door shut eventually, even though legs were like crisscross applesauce, my feet in someone else's lap, someone's feet behind my ankles, that's not fun at all, because I'm claustrophobic. But once we got spinning, it was a blast. We were spinning and spinning and spinning, after we ate breakfast and we was about to puke, but, it was fun. But, it may be fun to get going, but if it's not fun the whole time, it's going to be low on the list. So for that reason, Mad Tea Party is number 19 for y'all. Number 18. It's going to be Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. Alright, Prince Charming Regal Carousel is one that's, it's a classic. It's what you see on a commercial as a kid growing up. So it was like, I want to ride that carousel right behind the Cinderella's castle. But do be warned. After the morning, about 10:30, and it's through the downside of it, it gets a huge line. Guess what? Every single parent wants their little Johnny and little Susie on that ride too to take video and pictures of them. They want that nostalgia moment too. Every little kid wants to get on there, okay? So this ride, kid you not, has over an hour wait midday, typically. Alright? Nah, no kidding. Even during COVID, over an hour wait. So mind you, just go do ride in the morning. I did ride in the morning. We walked straight onto it. Basically, it was fun. It was a great classic ride. You know how it is. You can see these at the malls, at some malls. You just hop on, ride a horse, goes around for about a minute or two, and get off. It's fun. It's not something you want to do a bunch of the times. It's like the same quality of a ride at a fair. But it's not bad, which is why it's kind of like a little bit near the bottom, but kind of near the middle too. Okay, so Prince Charming's Regal Carousel is number 18. Now, number 17 may surprise you. I'm putting the Hall of Presidents number 17 above everything else you just saw so far. You may think I'm crazy and put the Hall of Presidents over the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, but there is one reason why I like the Hall of Presidents. Of course, it's sit down. We don't care for those that much, but it is how long it takes. The Hall of Presidents right now rarely has a line, if any line ever, period. Even during COVID, there's barely a line ever. Alright, So you can basically just walk in, wait 5-10 minutes, and you can just enjoy like a 10-15 minute show. It just gives you some cool history about your country. You know, and I enjoy history a lot, and a lot of people out there probably would enjoy history, so you probably enjoy this ride. But what I appreciate most about this ride is basically how short it is. You can always jump on basically any time of the day, walk in there, you want to cool off, go to Hall of Presidents, chill 15-20 minutes, you'll be fine. You know, and that's kind of the reason I'm putting it at 17 above everything else, because yes, it's not something you're going to do multiple times. It doesn't have any frills to it, but it doesn't have a bad line, and it has plenty of leg room, comfy seats. You appreciate that after you're walking for hours a day. Appreciate that a lot. On to number 16. Number 16 is going to be the Dumbo, the Flying Elephant. I know, classic you see on the commercial, the kids smiling, spinning around, you know. But all this ride is that you get on your Flying Elephant with some okay legroom, mind you. It's way better than the Mad Tea Party ride. But all you do is basically spin around a circle, and you go up and down. Nothing else. You do have some nice Disney music going on sometimes, but you know, it's all it is. And the reason why, you know, it's not going to be any higher is also because of the wait time. This is, you know, kind of near the kind of called the Carnival Kiddie Lane, I like to call it. But this thing usually has almost an hour wait time. And it kind of has, I call it the Prince Charming, the Regal Carousel vibe, you know. It's one of those classic nostalgia rides, and all the parents want the little kids on there. They want them to record them smiling on the elephant. So it has a huge laugh like this because of that. So, you know, if you can avoid this ride, you definitely should. Because, you know, it's not really any frill. It's a level 1 frill for sure. You know, you're not really going to get much out of it for our wait. As compared to number 15. Number 15 is going to be the Aladdin Carpet Ride, which is the exact same ride, except you do typically have a spitting camel right next door. It can sometimes hit somebody. But what is great about this ride is that it barely has a line or a long wait. This ride for me typically had no more than a half-hour wait as compared to Dumbo's 1 hour wait. Even when Dumbo has 2 pairs of these kind of rides right next to each other. They have twice the availability, but takes twice the time. I don't know why that's happening. But yeah, this is because Aladdin's Carpet Ride takes half the time, typically, as Dumbo's ride. It's going to be number 15. And also right next door, you know, you can get yourself a nice pineapple Dole Whip, which is delicious. On to number 14. Number 14 is going to be It's a Small World. This is what my family always says is my least favorite ride, because you know what? I get really sick or tired of this gosh darn song. It's a small world after all. That's small enough to me, apparently. And that's one reason I'll say, you know, this may not be your favorite ride, because, you know, it does basically say the whole same song for about 10 to 15 minutes of the ride is on loop, basically. You know, when you hear a song on loop that you already don't really care about, and you have to listen to it on loop again, 5-6 times in a row, you probably get sick of it too. But there are some cool aspects of this game, this thing right here. Because how the ride works, you get in this little boat, takes you through all different countries as they sing It's a Small World After All, in those different languages, and those different costumes, or different attire from the respective countries. It's really interesting, you know. And that's kind of why I'm putting in mid tier, because it's still, I don't feel like it's something you would do multiple times, because, you know, it can get a long line. I have seen Small World have an hour and a half wait before. If it breaks down hard. That's for sure. You know, if an animatronic breaks, they usually stop the ride to try to get it fixed. And that has happened before because these animatronics, if you don't remember, are like, 1960s, I think? When it was posted at the National Fair by Walt Disney, I believe. Yeah, if you've seen Tomorrowland, you know what I'm talking about because this is what was presented at the New York State Fair or something like that. I don't bloody know. But yeah, it's this old ride. Of course, it's going to have a lot of problems that do typically break when you have a ride that's over 40, 50 years old. So do keep in mind of that. So again, It's a Small World, number 14. Number 13 is going to be the Little Mermaid, Arrow's Undersea Adventure. Alright, now how the Little Mermaid's Undersea Adventure is one you have some animatronics that are singing the Little Mermaid song basically, and you basically go through the tale of, well, the Little Mermaid. Pretty short and simple. You sit in like a clamshell, and you go through on a track, just slowly going through, seeing animatronics, listen to the songs. You've seen it on my channel if you've seen my Edel Disney stuff. But there ain't much else past that, really. Okay? There's no like frills of you just sit there and you basically sit there and watch. It reminds me basically of a show. Only difference is it's still watching the screen, you're watching animatronics, okay? So to me, it's not something you do multiple times, no more than twice really. And it is one I can have over an hour wait again. So, do you want to sit and listen to the same songs multiple times, see the same animatronics, do the multiple same things again, having to stand in line over an hour multiple times? I don't think you would, and I feel like you'd be going to do other things, okay? At least more adventurous things than that. So yeah, number 13, Little Mermaid. You know, mid-tier for sure, but definitely the greatest rides out there. Number 12 is going to be the Carousel of Progress. You're probably surprised I put this so high up, but there's going to be one very good reason why it's so high up. This is the epitome of a walk-on ride. It's always ready for you to walk on, basically sit, take a seat. I've never seen this thing over 10 minutes in my life. I'll say it again, in my life, never stood over 10 minutes long wait. And I've been to Disney like 5-6 times now, and since I was like 8 years old, and still only a 10-minute wait at most. And it's an interesting ride. It is one. There is talks about it potentially being remodeled too, which would be interesting to see if you go through with that for sure. Because right now, basically, it's no one of those classic rides like It's a Small World that Walt Disney presented at a fair. And it basically talks about, well, the evolution of technology throughout the years. Starting way back in the early 1900s to what they thought was going to be modern days. But, and actually did predict a lot of stuff. They have VR headsets. He predicted that. And guess what? We got a couple years back, the Oculus Rift. So Walt Disney actually predicted a lot of the technology, or I guess knew about a lot of technology that was in development, which was really cool to see. If you look back into what was predicted in this ride since like the early 1900s and what we have now. And also, since it is a walk-down ride, you do get your cushioned seats. Also, it's AC'd. You do have a catchy tune of A Great Big Beautiful Day Tomorrow, Shine Every Brighter Every Day. Love that song, definitely as a compare to It's a Small World. Doesn't hold a key to that at all. But yeah, it's going to be number 12. Because I will say, some of you guys may not like it. I would say never do this more than twice, really. This is like they call it like the epitome. It's like you need to sit down, cool down, and like rest for a bit. This is your ride, alright? You get about a good 20-30 minutes of rest in an AC comfy seat before you get out, go on your trek again to get to those Space Mountains, get to those Splash Mountains, stay in those lines, you guys survive. This is your rest stop. Carousel Progress, number 12. Number 11 is going to be Goofy, Great Goofini the Barnstormer. And I'll say this is the first one out of all of them so far that's actually on the level 2 for the thrill factor. Out of 1, 2, and 3. Everything else has been a 1. This is the first 2. Now, if you can't do like Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, then this is perfect for the kids or people who can't do those rides. It's basically a toned back thrill ride roller coaster. It's simple what it is. Nothing else to really say about it, really. There is a decent line. There's about a 45-minute wait typically, and I will say it is going to get very congested most likely by there, because behind this ride, Barnstormer, is actually where they're making a new Tron ride. And once the Tron ride does get built, probably by either end of this year or start of next year, I do guess that the path will be from here to get to there, and so there'll be a lot of people congesting that area. So keep that in mind for the next year if you're going to be going to the Barnstormer. It may look congested, but it may actually just be because of the Tron ride, which is probably going to be a 4 to 5 hour wait when it comes out. Guaranteed, I predict 8 hours. No kidding, 8 hours on that ride. I've seen the stuff for it. It's insane. Barnstormer number 11. Now we're into the top 10. Starting off with top 10, we're going to do the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh. This is actually a ride I laughed my bloody head off when I was on my last day at Disney. And no, I was not high at the time. I was tired, but it was just hilarious. Maybe because I had no clue what was going on. And the main adventures of Winnie the Pooh is a lot like the Little Mermaid's adventure. You have animatronics and it's singing the songs, going through one of the stories of Winnie the Pooh. And the cool thing is, you actually have, looks like the pages of the book ripped off and kind of lining the walls. So you get to kind of read the story, except you don't get to read the story because you're zipping through that sucker. And I do mean zipping. You're going left and right, you're wobbling, which gives you more thrill factor than the Little Mermaid for sure. But the story quickly rotates so quickly, you don't know what's going on. And if you just sit back and enjoy the ride, you'll get a good laugh at what happens. One time, basically Winnie the Pooh was at a picnic party, then he fell asleep because he ate too much honey. Then he woke up to a twister stuck in his friend's way. Then the honey came alive and tried eating him, attacking his friends. And then he woke up and there was a flood. Yeah, that literally is what happened. For a second there, I thought that Winnie the Pooh had a little spice in his honey, but he didn't, apparently, so the book says. But yeah, it was just a good laugh for me. And I do say this is something I could see myself riding 2 to 3 times. And sure, if you took it the same aspect that I did, you would too. But you know, if you keep it the same mentality as a Little Mermaid ride or a Nemo and Friends ride or something like that, it won't be that high on your list. But it's still a pretty good ride. 40 minutes wait on most days. It's not bad at all. On to number 9. Number 9 is going to be Peter Pan's Flight. This is one my sister would probably hit me if I told her to put it at number 9 and not like number top 5. But Peter Pan's Flight, it's kind of going to be like a little bit better than Winnie the Pooh's. Mainly being, you instead of being on the ground, you get put onto a hook and you go up through the sky and you rotate. And the cool thing is, you basically just go through the tail of Peter Pan, just like how all the other ones do it. Except these times they are glowing. Yes, it's neon everything, and I always find it super cool. And always make sure I'm wearing some like bright orange or neon pants or something like that. So when I hit that neon lights, I'm glowing like an effing Christmas tree. You know, we are shining like a diamond out there. You gotta represent. So definitely, if you're gonna do Peter Pan's Flight that day or at Magic Kingdom, make sure you do have some neon stuff rocking. Now, here is the downside of this ride, and I was tempted to put it lower than, well, Winnie the Pooh. This sucker can get a really bad wait time. I've seen this have a 2-hour wait before, which is ridiculous for the ride it is, in my opinion. 2-hour wait. But something that is going to the advantage, I have rarely seen this ride have a breakdown, which is really cool to see. When a rides rarely have a breakdown that I know of, I keep track of that. And never when I've been here have this ride ever broken down, which is really good. As compared to some other rides we'll talk about later and some I've already talked about before. So, kind of how it has a strong stability apparently, and how it's a pretty cool ride that you can actually prepare to ride for. You know, you're on again, bright color clothes. Put it at number 9. On to number 8. Number 8 is going to be the 7 Dwarfs Mine Train, one of the newest rides currently at the park, and I'll say is actually the longest wait line out there. I'll say I've seen this thing have over a 4-hour wait for this ride. I'm not a fan. I've stood on it twice for a 2-hour wait before, and I'll say it was not worth it both times for 2 hours. This to me is like a 45 to 1 minute ride, and it does this thrill. It's just like your 2.5. It's not a free, for sure. It's not a free, but it is a 2.5 thrill. All right, but bring it back to my last thing I said about that. When it's only a 2.5, and what I always said about anything that's over 2 hours wait, that's just going to take a lot of your time out of your day. Do you want to stand around for 3 to 4 hours and then only go on a ride for about a minute long? I don't think you do. Now, it is a pretty cool ride. You know, you go through kind of the story, a little bit of the story, I'll say, of like Snow White. Kind of jumps around as compared to like Winnie the Pooh and Peter Pan's Flight and stuff. It jumps around a lot. Basically, you basically see the mines, the 7 dwarfs in the mine, and then you basically see the witch. That's about it. You actually don't even finish the story, mind you. But you know, it's pretty cool. It does have its frills. It's a little bit better than Barnstormer, but it's not like a Space Mountain or Big Thunder Mountain frills at all. So it's not bad, but it's just not worth the wait, which is why it's number 8. And also, mind you, before we switch on, this is also the ride that everyone flocks to in the morning. So this is the one when Fast Passes come back. Book a Fast Pass, and go do something else in the morning. Number 7. It's going to be the Pirates of the Caribbean. Or the Caribbean, if you want to be one of those people, but it's Caribbean. You know, Jack Sparrow, you know how it is. And mind you, a little history fact on this. The movie was actually based on this ride, not the other way around. This came out before the movies came out. History fact. And I'll say this is a very fun ride, mainly because it kind of has some more like the 4 or 5 these effects. You know, it is a boat ride. Your typical boat ride, you know, you get in the boat, you go through like the Tales of the Pirates Caribbean, it's cool. But they do have sometimes the water. You go down a little waterfall, which is a cool little thrill. It's like a 2. Well, 1.5. Yeah, it's about 1.5 thrill. It's not like Barnstormer level for sure of drops, but it does have that one waterfall. It does have times when the water splashes you, which I've always think is cool. And it does have a nice little tune. You get to see how the crazy pirates and all that stuff is going on. It's nice. But there's 2 problems with this ride, which is why it's 7. One, it can get a pretty long wait, over an hour. It is one of those rides that can do that. And the second thing with it is that it has broken down quite often that I remember. I don't know how. I don't know if someone's dropped something in the water, or someone's fell in the water. I don't bloody know. I don't know how it breaks so often, but it does. Probably because it is an older ride. You know, it's older than Pirates of the Caribbean, which means it's probably over 30 years old. Probably 40, 50, all I know. So there is that factor that kind of hinders it being higher on the list. But you know, it's not bad at all. But this, the other ones on the list, just a tad bit better. On to number 6. Number 6 is going to be the Jungle Cruise. And this is one I could easily put in the top 5 based on your experience. You know, and this is one I would say definitely get on multiple times to try it. Because the one that makes this the best, something I'll tell you in a second. But let's talk about some of the downsides first. One, it can get shut down due to the weather, which is the bad thing about that. It is an outdoor ride, which means anything outdoors, such as these, if it does start to rain, thunder, they will shut it down. You hate to hear it, that is the downside about these. But there's some good stuff though. It doesn't usually have over an hour wait, very nice. It does get kind of repetitive, you know, you do see the exact same things every time you go through the exact same path. There's not different trails like on the water course as you go through the jungle and try to find your missing caravan and whatever it is out there. You do kind of decorate it for different themes like Halloween and Christmas. They do that too. It's really nice. But the one aspect that makes this amazing, in my opinion, is your driver. Depending on who's your driver, you will get different jokes throughout the day. And I love to hear it because some drivers, you know, just go through the job, they say their quotes. But some add extra little spice to it. You know, it makes it all the one joke. You're authentically laughing, get involved with the ride. They ask you questions, ask you to do stuff. You guys start doing it with everybody. Of course, you need to be a sourpuss and it's not doing anything to sit there and look around. But actually engaging with your ride, I feel like is one of the funnest things to do in any roller coaster, any ride period. Letting the audience engage is how you get them to enjoy it more. Any business knows that. So for that reason, how you can get some riders or drivers get you more actively engaged in your environment. Put us at number 6. Very fun ride. You need to do this if you go to Disney World. Number 5, finally in the top 5, and starting top 5 is going to be the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. This is one I feel like every family has to go to because every family wants to see who is the best Space Ranger. Though I will brag a little bit. I almost got a perfect score last time. I got a 990,000 score. Max score is 9999999. So, you know, a couple shots away, and I didn't know how I got that. Turns out, kind of like how Toy Story Mania, there are some certain aspects to the game that if you don't look up or ask around about, that will give you some bonus points. Depending on what shapes, what is glowing, what's not glowing, will depend on how many points you get for each of those targets. That's very interesting. And another cool thing is how you can sabotage your partner. You don't have to sit by yourself. Just like this right here. And it looks like either the mom or the kid has their hand on a steering wheel in the middle. Can cause you to start spinning, which is the Space Ranger spin aspect of it. You can start spinning around circles randomly so no one can shoot. So you can get a lot of laughs out of that whole rage moments, whatever you want to do. Now, trying to think of some negatives about this ride is one, of course, it does get repetitive. You know, it's one of those things that always had the same course. It's never been changed since the start. It has that. It is pretty slow, and I can't say it breaks down, but it can get a little bit over an hour wait midday, but it is not bad if the waits though. For near the end of the night and the start of the day, it has probably a 30-minute wait, which is cool to see. It's not as weight-wise as other rides by it, would say like Space Mountain or Astral Orbiter. It doesn't have the shorter wait than Astral Orbiter, and the line moves quick also because it is a constantly moving ride. So any ride that constantly moves usually has a shorter line wait than it typically shows. So keep that in mind also. So Buzz Lightyear, number 5. Number 4, finally getting to the biggies. It's going to be Big Thunder Mountain. Now, I like Big Thunder Mountain. It's a pretty good line. Alright? It's a first level free for sure on the whole thrill factor, which is awesome to see. How it works basically goes back to the Wild West, kind of like you're in a miner town, gold mining. And you basically go on a fast roller coaster with nice drops, twists and turns, ups and downs. You know, you go through it all. And when you're walking through the line, you can pull down some like fake TNT and make big old explosion or smoke come out somewhere on the map around people. It's cool how people can interact a little bit with the tracks. But there are some downsides. Even though it's a very fun ride, once you get past 10:30, you're going to typically see an hour and a half to 2 hour wait. Which is the first thing I'll say, anything 2 hours is manageable. Anything past 2 hours, you're in trouble. But have you noticed where it's taking place at? And you're going to know my next little pickiness with this. It's going to be that it's outdoors. So if it's outdoors, rain or thunder, and it goes under. Alright. So for that reason, it is going to be number 4. I would like to put it higher, but then the other ones, there it is. Too good for sure. Too good for sure. Number 3, it's going to be Space Mountain. Space Mountain has a lot of the same aspects as Big Thunder Mountain, but it kind of takes away some of the negatives. The same thing they have that's the same. You see out here in all the time, it's an hour wait, and it does hit 2, sometimes even 3 hour wait. It is in Tomorrowland, its biggest attraction for sure. It's one of the biggest attractions in Magic Kingdom, period. But this is what it has over Big Thunder Mountain. One, there's 2 cars that goes at the same time instead of 1, which is really nice to see. So it's always someone going twice as often, okay? So it's twice the track, twice as often. That's good to see. Another thing it has over Big Thunder Mountain is that it's indoors completely. You'd like to see that. And how basically Splash Mountain, the cool thing about it is that one, it's actually all in the dark. So you kind of have that extra thrill level added to it because you can't see what's going on, so you don't know when you're having that big drop, which actually isn't that big. It's just you don't know what's about to happen. And also, there's sometimes when stuff's doing maintenance, you turn the lights on, you get to see what's going on inside the ride, and that's actually cool to see. Especially when the Carousel progress starts working again, you actually get to go and see some people on that ride during that time, which is a cool aspect too. But it does break down from time to time, okay? And also, since it does have that long line, it can't get anything closer than level 3. You may say it's your number 1, number 2, but since it does have potentially over a 2 hour wait, it's going to be number 3. But now we're on to number 2 of 2 rides left. And number 2 is going to be the Haunted Mansion. You thought I forgot it. Nope, I'll say it's number 2. You may think, how does this beat Big Thunder Mountain and Space Mountain and all that stuff like that? Well, one, this thing rarely has a wait time. Seriously. It ties to Space Mountain because one, it's indoors, so it doesn't have the rain factor that hurts Big Thunder Mountain. But the wait time, this sucker is always flying. It does break down like Space Mountain. You have to stop to get people on there a lot. But this is one of those constant moving rides, okay? Constantly moving. And I enjoyed that a lot. It has a nice kind of style. It's a little spooky, so you gotta get that. This is level 2 just because of the spook factor going on. But I'll say it is constantly moving, which is cool. I did show, I think, a picture in my video. I was super far away from the Haunted Mansion, but guess what? Even in that video, we was on that ride until 20 minutes. And we're by Big Thunder Mountain, mind you. If you look on the map where Big Thunder Mountain is compared to Haunted Mansion, I was by that ride in the line, and we still got onto the ride within 20 minutes. That's how quick they move people on. Alright. So yeah, Haunted Mansion number 2. This is like the most efficient ride out there. You want to get on this ride, get on rides multiple times, this is your ride at Magic Kingdom to do it. But now we're on to number 1. The most worth it ride at Magic Kingdom. And that is going to be Splash Mountain, mainly because of multiple reasons. Alright. Splash Mountain is one of your older rides. It is a double thrill ride. Basically, it's a 10-minute ride typically that goes through the tail of Bear Rabbit and Bear and Bear Fox, or whoever the heck they are. Kind of one of those silly, like Tom Sawyer kind of tales, basically. And it's enjoyable like that. It does have multiple drops to get wet on. It's great in the summer to cool off. Has your fill factor. But there are some aspects that does kind of hurt it. When you thinking I would lower because of that, it's an outdoor ride. It gets shut down by the rain. It does typically have a 2-hour wait. Okay, it's a very popular ride. It does break down from time to time. It broke down a couple of times, like 3 times when I was at the park. But there's one reason right now I want to put it at number 1 is because it is going to be booming soon, okay? So you got to make sure you get this ride. Then because of the next year, I predict, and they're probably already starting it now, as I speak of it, they're going to be changing the entire theme of this ride. It's not going to be Bear Rabbit anymore. I'm sorry to say it. It's not going to be it. They're changing it to the Princess and the Frog and the Bayou. So, we're going to change this whole ride, all the animatronics, to be Bayou theme, Princess and the Frog theme.
So they're got some catchy songs. I love some of the songs of Princess and the Frog, and having that blaring on this ride, log ride, flying down. It might not even be a log anymore. It might be the crocodile. You know that sing Princess and the Frog. They're going to the bayou sitting on the crocodile's back. Ooh boy, I can't wait for that. Especially that final drop. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting for sure. So Steph be looking now to ride Splash Mountain once it gets the new Princess and the Frog theme going on. I'll be checking that out and showing a video once I do get a chance to head there once it comes out. Now with that, that's gonna do it for ranking all the rides at Magic Kingdom. The worst one by far was the Tomorrowland Speedway, and the best one, and potentially will sleep on being the best one, in my opinion, is Splash Mountain, especially since it is getting a remodel pretty soon, and it's always awesome to see how they're gonna modernize a existing ride. You love to see it. Now, with that, since we did do the Magic Kingdom, in the next episode we will be checking out all the rides and ranking them at Epcot. And with that, that's going to do it for today's video. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It guys helps you support me and help me make more videos for you to enjoy. Also, don't forget to go down in the comment section and comment down below your own favorite rides at Magic Kingdom. I'd love to see what you guys have to do. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with my list? Tell me about it. I'd love to see and chat with you about it. Now, with that, you know what time it is. Hope the rest of the week is a blast, and I hope to see you again in the next video. And with that, I'm out.